All right, it's 1 minute past 3 now, so we're going to begin. So thank you everyone for joining today. It's really good to have so many people on the call today for our launch of EasyTune 2.0, which is a really big release for us. I'm really excited to bring it to you. It's been a long time in the pipeline and looking forward to showing it to you. But before we kind of get going, let me just start by introducing myself. So I'm Bruce Cullen. I'm the Director of Products here at Cookdown, and we're going to actually start with a history lesson, which seems a bit odd, but it will become clear soon. So this is a brief history of Cookdown and EasyTune. So for those of you who don't know, Cookdown is actually a spin-out company from Squared Up, and we were conceived as an idea back in January of 2019, and we were spun out to allow Squared Up to focus on what they do best, which is, or was at the time, dashboarding for SCOM, but now it's dashboarding for loads of other cool things too. And the main reason we were spun out is because of EasyTune. We really wanted to bring EasyTune to life, but knew that if we were to do it under the Squared Up brand, it might get sort of lost. So it would be a lot more kind of clear if we were to make it a separate company for the purpose of bringing EasyTune to life. Roll on March 2019, we launched Cookdown as a company. This was at a conference, Experts Live US, in a cinema, Flicks Brew House, which was awesome. And we launched with EasyTune. EasyTune 1.0 was our first ever release, and it was very well received. Roll on to November of 2019, we added the time of day feature to EasyTune, which allows you to set different types of tuning at different times of the day and on different days. Really, really awesome feature. And then looking to this year, in May, we did our Powershell SDK, which lets you automate your SCOM alert tuning, which is really good when you've kind of mastered the basics and you're looking to make things a bit more automated. The Powershell SDK is there, which leads us nicely to today. So, I mean, the thing I really wanted to highlight from this is we've been investing lots of effort in EasyTune over the years, but it's also a really, really important product for Cookdown as a company, which is why doing this 2.0 release is such a big deal for us, which leads nicely to the 2.0 release. So let's have a look at it. What's new? So, before we dig into specific features, I just wanted to sort of set the scene with this slide to talk about a specific use case. This is the case of the 9 a.m. boot storm. So most of the time, in the case of our domain controllers, we're happy with a level of monitoring. Let's call it the essentials level of monitoring, which will monitor enough so we know when stuff is going well and stuff isn't going well. But during this peak period between 8 a.m. and 10 p.m, we have a high level of load. And during this time, we want to scale up our monitoring because we want to pick up issues as people hit our domain controllers more heavily. Given everybody's likely to be working from home right now, this is more sort of important now than ever before, with people relying on VDI environments and our core infrastructure more so than ever before. So the answer in the past was, great, upgrade to EasyTune Pro and you will get the time of day feature, which lets you schedule. And that was great, except for if you didn't have EasyTune Pro. Well, the good news is that from EasyTune 2.0, we are giving away this feature for free. So EasyTune Free gets the time of day feature, which lets you schedule your tuning based on a schedule, essentially. So you can specify whether the overrides you set apply inside or outside of a schedule. So really cool feature and really good to be able to make this free for everyone. The next thing, which is one of those things that you hear companies say from time to time, it's always more work in, behind the scenes than you kind of imagine it will be, is the user experience. So we spent a lot of effort in this release on our user experience. So we've made welcome screens and made the product more self-documenting and more easy to understand without having to go off into support sites and whatnot. But if you do have to go off into support sites, we've also added a whole load of stuff there as well. We're working on a load of getting started videos to make it super simple to get going with EasyTune and to really solve the problem of alert tuning, which has been a problem with SCOM for a very long time. EasyTune 2.0 is FIPS compatible. We have spent a lot of work on our algorithms to make sure they work with FIPS, which is not going to affect most people, but if you're in defense or government, FIPS is a big thing. So FIPS compatibility is in EasyTune 2.0. Another really, really important feature for us is the ability to export tuning to XML. So originally you would have to save your tuning directly into SCOM. This was great for most cases, but if you have your overrides under some form of change control, this simply will not be allowed. You will not be able to save stuff directly into SCOM. So you'd need to be able to export your tuning to XML and to import that via something like Silect's MP Studio to make sure it's people aren't doing things they shouldn't be. It's a really good feature that's available in Premium Edition. The next thing is a change to the way this thing is licensed. So with previous versions, we had a free version with a bunch of features in it and a pro version with a bunch more features in it and support. From EasyTune, Pro started at $2,400. With EasyTune 2.0, we have a free version, a pro version and an enterprise version. So what's changed? So EasyTune Free gets the time of day feature, which is really awesome, the radically improved user experience and FIPS compliance, but will be limited for the very first time to tune only 5 tuning packs. This is a change that we make with a heavy heart. We needed to make this change essentially to allow us to continue to invest in EasyTune and continue for it to be the awesome product that it is today. The new Pro version includes everything from free, obviously, as well as limitless tuning and technical support. And the Enterprise version adds a whole bunch of extra features. Some are new, some are not new. So the most sort of powerful feature is the ability to capture effective overrides from wherever they live inside of SCOM so that you don't have to figure that out. Great for server migrations. If you're migrating from SCOM 2012 to 2019, for example, you've got the PowerShell SDK, which lets you automate tuning, the ability to detect config drifts. So in other words, you set a load of overrides up. Are they actually in effect? Because this will tell you if not. The ability to export to XML, and premium support is now included with Enterprise. So this includes credits towards professional services and training. The other piece of news is on the pricing front. So EasyTune Pro is now radically cheaper, starting at $199, and EasyTune Enterprise retains the old pricing model from Pro in the 1.x releases. So like I say, lots of cool stuff here. This should make EasyTune accessible with support to a large number of people and allow us to continue to make EasyTune what it is today, which is a great and awesome product. As far as upgrades are concerned, customers currently on free, you'll be able to in-place upgrades to EasyTune 2.0 and get the benefit of time of day with the 5 tuning pack restriction there. If you are a Pro customer today, you'll be automatically upgraded to the Enterprise Edition. And again, you'll be able to in-place upgrade from EasyTune 1.x to EasyTune 2.0. So all in place in terms of upgrades. And there we go. So in our slides, let's see it. So we're going to dig into a demo now, which is where I need my SCOM management group. So this is SCOM 2019 UR2, and we're going to look at EasyTune. The first thing you see, I was mentioning user experience, is this getting started wizard, which should just make the process of understanding what EasyTune is and works really straightforward. We run through the basic steps involved in tuning something, so it's a bit more kind of obvious, from what are tuning packs to what are scopes and levels. Schedules are in here, and then storing overrides, and that's how you set tuning up for the very first time. There's also links and videos to support guides and getting started videos and whatnot in here as well. And the other thing to draw your attention to is this checkbox here, which is our telemetry feature, which is new in 2.0 as well. So we'll be collecting fully anonymous telemetry to help us improve EasyTune. So this is things like when people open the SCOM console and click into EasyTune from a hash of the names of the tuning packs. And if you don't want that information to be sent to Cookdown, you can uncheck it. And when you close and reopen the console, no telemetry is sent. So there we go. The next thing to show you is we are going to actually create a tuning pack here for Windows Server 2016, and then we're going to do a bunch of tuning. So we're going to create a tuning pack. In the new wizard experience, like I say, you get a bit more in-product documentation, so you can you're better placed to understand what you're doing without going off and looking at support articles. So the first thing we're going to do is select some management packs that we want to create a tuning pack from. I'm going to find the Windows Server 2016 management packs, these two here. You can select as many as you like. They don't have to belong to the same kind of technology family, entirely up to you. You then give the tuning pack you're going to create a name, Windows Server 2016 TP. And then you'd specify where you want to store the tuning pack. I'm going to store this in my local store, and I'm going to open it. So I want to open it in Excel. I should always change this default program, but I never remembered to do so. So we're going to open this tuning pack up in Excel. Here it is. Open with CSV. And we're going to do this to show you just briefly the structure of this thing, but we're also going to make some changes for the 9 a.m. Bootstorm case that I set out in slides earlier. So no change to what's actually in here. So we've got the management packs listed here that are in the tuning pack. We have the workflows that the that are in each of the management packs by ID and also by display name. We have the workflow type, so is it a discovery, is it a rule, etc. I'm just going to expand some of these columns so we can see what we're doing here. We have the description of the workflow, or we have the override parameter type, so is this the control for enabling this workflow or for setting its timeout, etc. We have the parameter type, so is it going to expect a boolean, a true false, or is it going to expect an integer? We have the management pack's default values, which you can instantly tune from. So if I were to go into EasyTune right now, I would be able to tune to these values. And then we have our customer notes columns. So this is where we add our custom tuning, and I'm going to set up some tuning for the 9 a.m. Bootstorm case for our production servers, prod servers. So I'm going to change the column header from custom to prod servers, which will appear in EasyTune as our level that we will be able to tune to. And the good thing about this being in Excel is I can use all of Excel's filtering stuff to figure out what I'm after. I'm interested in looking at monitors for a second, unit monitors, and we're going to tweak some things in here. Where are we? Let's see, what have we got? CPU. That's logical disk. Where is CPU? A percent interrupt time. CPU percentage utilization. Here we go. So we have we want this enabled. So we're going to set the column with our custom tuning into true. We are going to change the frequency from 120 to something lower, because this is for when we want to step up the level of monitoring. Let's say 60 for the sake of argument. And we're going to change the threshold from 95 to 90%. So we get an alert when the CPU goes above 90. And we're only going to use this level during our 9 a.m. Bootstorm case. And this is just obviously to illustrate the point of how this product works, rather than because this is best practice. I can't comment on that enough to tell you whether it is or isn't. So this is the level. So now we're going to save this tuning pack, and we're going to refresh EasyTune, which will result in this level appearing in the SCOM console, so we can tune from it. So let's refresh. And this will take a few seconds. And what we'll see is it will appear. Scrolling down to find it. Here it is. So this is the tuning pack. So as I was mentioning when we were looking at it, the MP default level is always available to tune from, as well as the discovery only level. None of this is new. I'm just showing it because we're here. So if you want to turn off everything, apart from discoveries, you can simply set the discovery only level. In fact, we're going to do that right now at the global level, just to illustrate the point here. So globals, this is for all the whole SCOM management group. We're going to select the discovery only level. As with previous versions, you see the summary of what's going to be set. Quite a large scroll bar there, so there's quite a lot here. So we're going to, because I have our enterprise edition, export these overrides, the management pack containing them, to XML rather than storing them directly into SCOM. And I'm going to stick them on my favorite place ever, which is the good old desktop. On the summary screen, we automatically show you the name we're going to generate for this XML, along with the summary here. While I hit finish and this does its thing, this summary screen is saved on the Management Pack's Knowledge tab, so you can see what's been done. You also get a date stamp for when the tuning was set up, and the user account of who actually put the tuning into place. So if I go to my desktop, here we go. This is my my XML file, and it's obviously in standard SCOM XML file format, so no real surprises is what we're looking at here. We're going to now import this into SCOM using the Management Pack Import Wizard. Obviously, this use case is for where you have something like Silect's MP Studio to put overrides under source control, or control, not source control, I should say. So let me just do that now. So importing this, it will obviously appear in the list of management packs. You can see from the name even here, we've given it a sensible name. And as I mentioned earlier, the knowledge tab will contain all of that useful information. If I now go back into EasyTune and refresh, what we'll see is our Windows Server 2016 tuning packs global level goes from not set to discovery only, because EasyTune picks up that has happened. Here we go, discovery only. So discovery only is now set at the global level, and it's green, implying that the tuning we had set up is actually in effect. In other words, there are no kind of conflicts or other tuning elsewhere. The other thing you'll see here is this bar here, which went from grey to yellow. This is only visible in free. I've got a slightly strange license just to illustrate how this feature works. So in EasyTune Free, you have the limit of 5 tuning packs. If you get to 5, then this will light up and show you you're at your limit. So it's really obvious, and it's really easy to upgrade to Pro, which, as I mentioned earlier, starts at $199 a year. Not that expensive. So there we go. The other thing we talked about is time of day schedules, which are really, really, really powerful. We're going to set one up right now for Windows Server 2016 for a specific group. The group I'm going to pick is one called Group 3, really ingeniously named. This contains all of my production servers, and I'm going to select the level we created earlier called Prod Server, which was in that tuning pack in that CSV file. By selecting the level, we see the summary of what we're going to set. So we see the defaults here and what the overrides that we specified in the CSV file are. And this is what we're going to put into effect. But at the group level, you get this additional option to use a schedule, which is optional. You don't have to use a schedule for groups, but you could choose to do so. You were asked for a schedule name. I'm going to call this 9 a.m. boot storm. Storm helps if I could spell. Level, and you're asked whether you want the tuning that you're putting in effect to apply inside or outside of the schedule defined below. Just to make things simple, I'm just going to select Monday between the hours of 9 and 10, and we're going to say inside the schedule on the UTC time zone. If we hit next, we're asked where we want to store the overrides. So as with previous versions, you could choose an existing management pack or select an automatically created one, which is what we recommend, or of course, if you have enterprise, export to XML. We're going to select the defaults and hit finish. And you'll see the name of the management pack that we're going to be creating here. So you can see the group is mentioned in the management pack name, so the scope along with the level, the prod server. So it's really clear to see when you're looking at the list of management packs what you're up against. And when it says refresh tuning packs, the actual tuning is in effect. So that was quick and easy. And now we're back in easy tune again, and you can see that we have one tuned group. You can see that it's got a schedule against it because it says TOD for time of day, which is obviously quite useful, so you can differentiate between them. You see the level that's been the schedule, name that we defined, which I'd called 9 a.m. Boot level, and of course the scope in here, which is really powerful. If we were to click this blue link here, we'd see the schedule and we could drill into the specific overrides. So those are all the new features in EasyTune. I've got to now hold myself back from demoing more because my sort of instinct is to go through all the existing features as well. But the rest of it is as was. So we hope that by adding time of day to EasyTune 3, you guys can get a whole bunch more value from EasyTune and really solve alert tuning. So EasyTune 2.0 is now available for download. The free version is at this URL, cookdown.com/scom-essentials-EasyTune. Pro is also live, and Enterprise is also live. I'm not going to read out those URLs. You'll be able to find them easily enough on the Cookdown site. So you can get it right now. So what is next for EasyTune? I said it's a really important product for us at the beginning, so we must have a plan for it, right? And yes, we do. We are working quite heavily at the moment on tuning packs. We are going to partner up with OpsLogix to generate some tuning packs for several of their management packs. Obviously, OpsLogix make really awesome management packs. And back about a year ago, possibly now, they acquired Approved, who were a consultancy. And so they also have consulting, so they know what best practice for SCOM looks like, and we're looking to capture some of that knowledge in the form of tuning packs. So when you're tuning their management packs, you don't have to, understand how to do overrides for their management packs. We're also looking at getting more from the community and generating more ourselves. If you have a tuning pack you're really, really proud of, that you think the community could benefit from, and we'd really like to hear from you and get those tuning packs added to our community store so everyone else could benefit. So that's everything I had for this webinar, so thank you very much for joining. But join us next time, which is the 13th of October, which is next week at 3 p.m, where I will be joined by Dave Lewis, who is the head of support at Cookdown, and we're going to be going through getting going with the Azure SQL Managed Instance Management Pack. So this is the new management pack from Microsoft. Dave was one of the beta trialists and spent a lot of time getting familiar with it. He recently blogged on it, and he's going to be sharing his insights on a webinar. So do register at that URL for the webinar. It should be really, really cool. So that's everything I had to show you. Unless there are any questions, that's everything. So let me just have a look at the chat. So David, in response to your questions, the prices are annual subscription prices, and all the full price list is on our website. I wasn't going to stick them all in slides. And what are the UK costs from Andrew? We basically do all our pricing in dollars and convert from dollars into pounds. So whatever $199 is in pounds is the price in pounds, which I can't remember off the top of my head. But it isn't a case of $199 equals £199, unless that's the exchange rate today, which I hope not. Are there any other questions? Give it a few more seconds. Okay. If not, thank you very much, everyone, for joining. Hope to see you all next week on the 13th for our Azure SQL Managed Instance webinar. Speak to you all soon. Thanks, guys.